Music play no games, yo.
No, no, oh no, 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 oh no, no, no. Hey, skele for me, my baby buga, my famiga.
Hello, world. Welcome to yet another episode of Life Law with Debbie Doesi Ajom. Remember the last episode, I did say I was switching things up, and I'm a woman of my word. So every single episode henceforth, you all are going to be hearing different songs in the intro and outro. So for this episode, I am going to continue reading from my short story collection. I've got yet another wonderful story, and I'm sure you're all going to love it. Please and please do not forget that this is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are products of my imagination, and I use fictitiously any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead. Business establishments, events is entirely coincidental.
Skele for me, my baby buga, my famiga. Two back lomo, my fami shako. Girl, I need you slow down.
So for this episode, the short story is titled Party Scatter. Muna was excited over the phone. You remember how she squealed giddily after delivering the news, like she was telling herself and not you. She was turning 20 in a few days and wanted to throw a party. Small Debs, I'm thinking we should go swimming during the day and come back to my place from there for the party. What do you think? Maybe we'll go to Congo since it's cheaper, or 10G since it's new and still beautiful. You listened to her go on and on about her plans, responding with, yeah, okay, intermittently, without picking offense that she called you Small Debs. You had given yourself the nickname Big Debs in honor of your favorite Afrobeat singer, Wizkid, whom also calls himself Big Wiz. It is ironical because neither you nor Wizkid is big in size. You two are short, smallish, and ultimately cute. On the other hand, Muna is of average height, big, and thick. You remembered the first time you met Muna. It was through your classmate and friend, Tyra. You had gone to visit her at Ribadu Hostel, and she had informed you, in her careless and nonchalant tone, that her secondary school friend and neighbor was in Zaria. In fact, she was in Suleiman Hostel. She had just gained admission to study glass technology and promised to buy her MacD, bread burger, that night. She dragged you along with her, amidst your refusal not to be an extra burden on Muna, someone whom you hadn't met all your life. And there's a first time for everything, or however the saying goes. Tyra had justified her actions. She added that she wanted to introduce you to her. You had been expecting to see a small and timid young woman, but the reverse was the case. Muna was friendly, even though she was meeting you for the first time, and a total contrast to Tyra. While Tyra was always in long and flowing hijabs, Muna was in skinny jeans that accentuated her curvy body and a chiffon blouse. Her head was uncovered, and you could see her hair was dyed gold under the extensions she sported. Tyra, although she had long and curly black hair, only ever plaited cornrows, which she kept hidden under her hijab at all times. Hello? You heard Muna say, Small Debs, can you hear me? Yes, you said, and cleared your throat, embarrassed that you had drifted off a bit. You told Muna that her ideas were magnificent, but sadly, you wouldn't be able to make it to the pool. You had an elective class to attend all afternoon that day, but would definitely make it to the party. Muna understood and said she would keep you updated with her plans before the time of the party. Thanks, Muna, and happy birthday in advance. After you dropped the call, you resumed your reminiscing. That night, Muna and Tyra had a tete-a-tete while you sat on one of the concrete chairs in front of the MacD stand, browsing through your Instagram feed. Tyra later told you that Muna would be picking up with her. Why? You asked her as she peeled the newspaper off your bread burger, but she didn't reply, so you paraphrased. Waiting do her room. She talks say her bunk no good. Tyra mumbled in reply with a mouth full of burger and dripping with mayonnaise. You shook your head in irritation and shouted, Swallow first! Tyra's eyes bulged as she forced the combination of toasted bread, suya, mayonnaise, cabbage, tomatoes, cucumber, and yaji pepper down her throat. That was how Muna forfeited her bed space in Suleiman and joined Tyra in Ribadu Hostel. And that was how she automatically became your friend too. Over the next couple of days, preparations went in top gear for Muna's birthday party. It was going to be an all girls night. Muna had recently started living in a one bedroom apartment in the heart of Zango, a small settlement off campus rumored to house only the big boys and girls in ABU, so she had plenty of room to host a party. You invited three of your friends, and together, including Tyra, you all chartered one keke napep to Muna's apartment. You had been to Muna's a few times, but her apartment looked different tonight. She had decorated it like she was in a fairy tale movie. There were purple lights all over the place with purple balloons and disposable cups to match. Even her cake had purple icing on it. Yes, I love purple, Mona defended herself when she saw you all open mouthed and staring everywhere, bottles of alcohol that he had gotten on your way in hand. There were over 10 girls in the apartment, and you all changed into flimsy clothes while grooving to Charlie Poppy, the newest musical sensation in the country. Soon after, party jollof and beef were served, and cups of punch and joints were passed around. AZ or loud? You asked Mona, making sure your voice was heard over the loud music. Both, she yelled back. Tyra and some of the other girls didn't smoke, so they got in a party mood by drinking. 15 minutes later, you all gathered in a circle in Muna's living room that had been made bare for this auspicious occasion. With purple cups in hand, purple balloons in the center of the circle, purple lights above you, you all chorused a happy birthday song to Muna. Oh shit, fuck. God punish Nepa. Curses ring down when power went off abruptly. Muna did not own a generator, so the party would have to continue in the dark. She brought a lamp from the bedroom and placed it in a corner of the room. And action! Muna cut her cake and shared it. The music was loud. Some girls were talking and some were singing along to the music loudly. Tyra was a disc jockey for the night, and the moment she played Fireboy's Party Scatter, everyone went berserk on the dance floor. The dancing went on for barely 2 minutes when you all heard a loud bang on the door. Muna went to the stereo to turn down the music, but Tyra stopped her midway. You couldn't hear what she was saying, but from her gesticulations, you were sure she was giving Muna reasons for not opening the door. Before the song came to an end, you all heard the bang 2 more times, but Muna ignored them. Tyra replayed the song, and while you all were laughing and dancing, Muna ran off to her bedroom to answer a phone call. She came back with a sullen expression, and you all knew something was wrong. Before any of you could ask, she turned down the volume and opened the door. Surprisingly, none of you protested. Muna, came a male voice as soon as the door was open. I've been calling you since. Good evening, sir, Muna said, her voice full of playful laughter. Wallahi, the neighbors have been complaining about the noise coming from your room. You know you're not alone in this compound. Sir, it's my birthday. Hey, yeah, happy birthday, my dear. But gaskiya, you're disturbing the other people's face. I'm quiet, so I would advise that you reduce your volume small. Kinjiko, okay? Muna sighed. Okay, sir. I will come for my cake tomorrow, the man said as he took his leave. Muna locked the door and hissed. That was my landlord. I took him, Tyra interjected. Since you all could no longer party, because what's a party without loud music, you suggested some games to play to pass the time. The night was still young, but not young enough for the party to end and the girls leaving on campus to find their way back. Someone suggested you all take the party to the club, but a means of getting there was the problem. Another girl said the music should be turned back on to the max, since Muna was sure her landlord would not come back that night because he lived at Jari, but Muna was scared of purposely violating her tenancy agreements. Now, wow, I will not play this song, go. Now, party don't scatter. Tyra soliloquized, and you all made for her with weapons of balloons in hand. The end. If you made it this far, and I'm quite sure you did, you've come to the end of episode 3 of Life Law. I'm super grateful to all my listeners who have been with me from the very first episode to this point. You're going to keep getting amazing stories in the episodes to come. If you love the song that I used in this episode, you can check my show notes for more information. And if you'd love to talk to me, my social media links can also be found in the show notes. Please share my podcast with friends, family, colleagues, loved ones. Don't keep this to yourself. Don't enjoy my stories alone. Share them out, and I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much for listening. See you again. Oh, hear from me again in 2 weeks. Bye.
I know call you back. I know call you back. Sweet, sweet Moro. She love my zongo.
I see the red flag showing. It's quite obvious. I know that you are dangerous. Like a snake, you are venomous. I got trust issues too. Baby, I'm just like you. Baby, I'm down for you, but don't wanna get lost in you. I go make promises, but I go for